In 2012, a Massachusetts law was passed that gave independent repair shops the same access as dealers to vehicle information to diagnose and repair vehicles.
Right to repair. Choice, convenience, savings. Right to repair will level the playing field between the big car manufacturers' dealerships and independent repair shops. Finally, neighborhood garages will have all the information they need to tell you what the annoying check engine light means. Right to repair will provide true consumer choice and will save you money.
In 2014, an agreement was reached to make the Massachusetts law a national standard.
The Alliance of Automobile Manufacturers, the Association of Global Automakers, the Automotive Aftermarket Industry Association, and the Coalition for Automotive Repair Equality recently announced a national agreement based on the Massachusetts Right to Repair law.
In 2020, a ballot measure expanded the Massachusetts law and required makers of vehicles sold in the state to equip vehicles that use telematics systems with a standardized open access data platform starting in 2022.
Oh, here it is, question 1 on the statewide ballot. It's been heavily contested. It has the companies that make automobiles fighting against the companies that repair them. You'll also hear it referred to sometimes as right to repair, but technically this ballot would amend an earlier right to repair law.
On the federal level in 2022, Representative Bobby Rush, Illinois, submitted a bill known as the Right to Equitable and Professional Auto Industry Repair Act, or simply the Repair Act. In 2023, the Repair Act was reintroduced by Representative Neil Dunn of Florida.
If you buy a vehicle, it's your vehicle, and you can fix it, and you can dress it up, you can do what you want with it. And what we find is that when we want to get simple repairs done in our car, we are literally tied to the original manufacturer in order to get simple repairs done.
Also in 2023, Representative Darrell Issa of California reintroduced the SMART Act, which reduces the time automakers can enforce design patents on collision repair parts to 2.5 years from 14 years.
I have introduced a bill under discussion, the SMART Act, H.R. 1707, which would help solve the problems of limited access to parts, and my colleague, Dr. Dunn of Florida, has introduced the Repair Act, H.R. 906, which would help solve and issue limited access to basic repair and maintenance and data in your vehicle.
But in May of 2023, the NHTSA warned manufacturers not to comply with the Massachusetts law, stating concerns of the data getting into the wrong hands.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is telling automakers to ignore Massachusetts' new right to repair law. The state law is meant to give independent mechanics access to diagnostic data in new cars, but the feds claim that sharing that data would make it easier for criminals to steal it or take control of cars remotely.
And just 2 months later, in July, the NHTSA reversed course.
So the state of Massachusetts passed a law that said you have a right to repair. If you own it, you have a right to repair it. And a lot of people were really, really salty about this. And the federal government even was really, really salty about this and said you should ignore the law. They sent a letter saying it was in conflict with federal law. Well, apparently they've reached some sort of understanding now, and the law in Massachusetts is at least allowed to go partially into effect.
And as of right now, both the Repair Act and the SMART Act are stuck in committee, with a huge push to get these through before the elections in November. So what does all this mean? How would these laws, if passed, affect automakers and dealerships? I reached out to a couple of voices in the automotive industry that I trust to help me make sense of all this.
I'm Tom Kline. I'm a former dealer for 30 years, and 2019 opened up my consulting business, Better Vantage Point.
I'm Ed Roberts, COO Bozard Ford Lincoln, down here in sunny San Augustine, Florida.
We're going to talk about the Right to Repair Act, which is in Congress right now, HR 906, been bumping around Congress since February of last year.